Hello, YouTube, and hello, Patreon. I'm really loving the channeling. Is actually, despite the last episode of Scientology last week, it's actually good for me because I'm trying to find myself in a situation where I am healthy and I am strong and I'm chilling because some of these energies can be pretty heavy. Welcome to the reading of Tom Cruise, the channeling of Tom Cruise. Now I feel like a real African sangoma over here. Welcome to the reading of Tom Cruise, and I have your questions right here. I have the questions. I have the questions. Thank you so much to my Instagram followers for writing their questions down for me so that I am able to have questions, because when I'm channeling, I totally run out of things to say. So thank you so much. I wish I had a glass of wine. Welcome to the week of Tom Cruise and Scientology. Okay. Last week, we asked the energy of Scientology itself to come forward so that my ancestors and I could understand it. And they did come forward and they spoke for themselves, and my chest hurt. I'm not expecting the same thing to happen with Tom Cruise because, like I said, when I'm channeling, I kind of call somebody in advance, because I'm lazy to just do it fully on camera. I call them in advance and then I kind of check out their energies and then I kind of get it 5 minutes. But before I do that, let me say welcome to the board of the Bantu. This is their board of justice, their board of religion and spirituality, and their board of culture. And this board right here is run by the Xhosa of the Eastern Cape of South Africa. So who are the Bantu? The Bantu are an amalgamation of tribes, an amalgamation of tribes, all rooted in Bantuism. And Bantuism is the language and the cultures and the God we all believe in. One God. The God of the skies, the God of the mountains, the God of the oceans, the God of the rivers. We do not have goddesses or gods. We have one God, like the Jews, like the Christians, like the Muslims. We have one God. There are about 250 million of us worldwide, even more, including the diaspora being the African Americans, the Caribbeans, the Black British, who were taken into slavery. You all have Bantu DNA. So this is your history. This is your culture. This is your spirituality. And this is your God. Because if you are 1% Bantu, to the Bantu, to the God of the Bantu, you are Bantu. So welcome to the board of the Bantu. Alrighty, and my name is Isobel. Okay, Tom Cruise. I'm gonna call Tom. I don't have any wine. I stopped drinking these days because I was drinking too much out of depression. And that is one thing that I stopped doing when I'm depressed. I stopped drinking so that I can have clarity. I just, yeah. So welcome. I'm about to sneeze. Okay, Tom Cruise. Okay, like I said, I channeled his energy before so that I could have him standing. Like I'm being Oprah Winfrey right here. Oprah Winfrey. That would be me. I'm being Oprah Winfrey. And so I channeled him so that I could have him on the radio when he gets here. Right? So Tom Cruise is here. Tom Cruise is here, and he is literally a very faint, scattered energy. Tom has severe mental health issues. He is extremely difficult to live with, as only people who have lived with people who have mental health issues know. He is just exacting. Everything must be in its place, and there must be a place for everything. That kind of sort of like people like us who are psychic. He is driven crazy by downtime. He is driven crazy by downtime, because downtime makes his brain cells blow, and he has to work. So this is an extremely hard worker. He puts everything into his work. Tom was born to be a star. And every time he goes out there to start a project, whether you love him or not, I personally do love his work. I've loved his work since Top Gun. When I watched it, and I was in love, but whatever. He is a very, very hard worker, and he was born to be a star. The star on his forehead is bright and strong. So every time he goes out there to make something, God makes it so that it is a major hit. He makes it so because Tom makes him proud. Let's just say it, because that's what's in the air. Tom makes God proud. Okay. He is living his purpose, and he is doing what he is supposed to be doing. Okay, that's very difficult to make God proud. Tom is a Scientologist, we know. Today we are going to find out how strong a Scientologist he actually is. We discard everything that is written about anyone on anything when we sit on this board here, the board of the people, because we do not want to be biased. We give it as we get it from the veil. So Tom is very light, like he is like air, no joke, because he is clumps of a cloud. Clumps of a cloud, when a cloud is all like there's a clump here, there's a clump here, there's a clump here, there's a clump here, and then the clumps all come together. That would be Tom. This tells us that, again, he has severe mental health issues, and he can only use one clump of his brain at a time. He usually uses the creativity clump. He's about that business. He's not much of a businessman, and that doesn't bother him. He doesn't care. But he seems to have been born into a family where he has people who handle that stuff. He uses his creativity the most. So when we are looking up at the clumps of clouds that make up his soul, what we are getting from Tom is that the rest of the clumps of the clouds, they give him problems. They knock against him. Personal life, personal stuff. He has problems with that. And he is saying, yeah, he's agreeing. So he's beginning to talk. That's how we get them to talk, by the way. That's the secret. The secret is to talk about them and to talk about what you are seeing in their energy, and then they will talk. Okay? Okay? Get it, students? Okay. You first describe them. They will eventually talk in order to correct you or to affirm what you are saying. And he has just affirmed it. But we're still describing you, Tom, because your brain is very fascinating to us. So it's like he has this one corner, his creativity. It's strong. And the other bits of him that's making him and knocking against that, because that creativity part is too strong. He lacks balance. Unfortunately, in many of those clumps, right, is where there is insanity. We're just going to say it, because we rock like that. Tom Cruise is insane. He is insane. Okay, Let's take a moment to let that sink. It has always been this way. It has terrorized him all his life. From therapist to therapist, psychiatrist to psychiatrist. He has been institutionalized a few times. When we don't see Tom Cruise and he is just very quiet, he would be institutionalized. He said, I'll be resting my brain. My brain will be tired. I'll be burnt out. There are things I would like to do that I know are wrong and I should not do them, so I cage them. Like what? Like what, Tommy? Like what? Sadistic sexual things. To who? So to women, of course. I'm a man. I'm a man. I like women. I want to do sadistic sexual things to women. But they won't let me. And I know it's wrong. Okay. What else are you holding in check in your brain? Walking around naked, walking around the streets naked. Told you he is. Walking around naked. And that nudity. What would it do for you just walking around naked? Human beings shouldn't have clothes. We were created to be naked like Adam and Eve. Yet we spend so much time clothing ourselves when our clothes is the skin that we are in. The skin that we are in is the clothing of our energies. We don't need clothes. How about freezing to death? Human beings were not meant to live in cold weather. We were meant to migrate. We were migratory. We were not meant to be in cold weather. We were supposed to migrate from warm weather to warm weather to warm weather. If we did that, there would be no racism because we'd all be moving as one. We'll all be moving as a mass. There will be more cohesiveness, more harmony. Okay. What other thing would you like to do? Tommy, Tom. Tommy. What other things would you like to do, Tommy? He wants to live. What do you mean by that? I'm dead inside. I don't enjoy humanity. I envy humanity. I want to be a part of it. I want to know what it feels like to be human. If you're not human, what are you? Says, of course I'm human, stupid. I'm just saying I don't feel like I'm human. What do you feel like you are? A bird, an angel with wings, an avenging angel who somehow got dropped on this earth without an assignment. His words, not mine. I knew I was going to enjoy this one. The moment I saw the insanity, I said, this one's going to be good. This one will be good. I will laugh, and I needed to laugh. Yes, okay. With that, he says, seriously, think about it. We are aliens in this world. We are not meant to be in this world. We are meant to be flying around the galaxy, sweeping in and out of any part of the galaxy that we want. We are gods stuck in meat sacks, being forced to be human. All I want to do is to let my fantasies out just for once. The restrictions of society, how we should behave, Who created those? Who created those laws? Okay, I agree with him because the other day I was thinking about how we eat with forks and knives, and that strict etiquette that they teach us in school, or some of our schools, the etiquette that they teach us in schools. And I was saying to myself, somebody invented that. So if they invented that kind of etiquette, why can't I invent my own etiquette, why must I follow some woman's standard or some man's standard of eating at the table? Why can't I just do my own thing? So I said, do you agree? Yes. Is this you're as crazy as me? Highly likely. Okay. Okay, we were listing all the things that you would like to do. What else would you like to do? I'd like to cook for myself. I'd like to stay single. I don't want to be married. The smell of a person sleeping next to me is too much. I can't do it. I want to sleep in my own bed, in my own space. Of course, it's very lonely, but in old age, I've decided that's how I'm going to go. But I'm always being forced to be with a woman. I'm always being forced. And then when I'm forced to be with that woman, they don't let me do what I want them to do. Okay, tell me about Scientology. He shrugs. I'm not so much into it anymore. I really, really was, but I'm not so much into it anymore. Why? It did not fix my brain. I went to Scientology after I was resting my brain, i.e., institutionalized. Institutionalized, because he's showing me visions of it. He even got some kind of unconventional brain treatment, like electrolytes or whatever, and it was shocking his brain. Like, that's what I'm seeing. Like the movies, it's crazy as hell. I'm laughing, but that's what I'm seeing. It's like the movies. He even got electrolyte shocks, like he said, I've tried everything. Yeah, what else has happened to you besides the resting? So after he had those shocking electrolytes, okay, that's when he decided, no, I'm done with physical science, and I am finding out what is wrong with me, digging deep, a journey we've all taken. He says, no, not all of us. Okay, so he then decided, he's saying that he will try something else. And he had been reading the books of that guy who wrote the books, who did Scientology. And then he started talking to people about it. He said we were talking while we were resting. So this is the lunatic asylum. Oh my God, the lunatic asylum. Yes. During the lunatic asylum business, right? The lunatic asylum business, those in that place, yeah, were discussing it. I have a cousin who's a psychiatrist, and who says if they're, that's another story. Let me stick to what he's saying. Very light energy, guys. This is fun as hell. Okay, so anyway, in that asylum where he was discussing with other very, very wealthy lunatics about the works of this writer and about Scientology. And he was feeling, and they were feeling that joining it, becoming members, would solve their problems, because then they wouldn't have to come to this place again. He says it's not a bad place. Not when you have the kind of money that we have. It's really nice. It's really peaceful. You don't have to deal with humanity. You're just chilling. But once in a while, it's all these medical treatments that take you out of yourself. Yeah. When he was having that to him, he would poop on himself. I said it's disgusting, it's degrading. You don't feel human. But you want to get better. You want to be in sync with the rest of the world. You are out of sync, and the rest of the world is in sync. You can see it, you can feel it. That's what I always say. I always say everybody else is walking on the highway and I'm walking among the flowers. He says, yes, you are, but I'm not walking among the flowers with you. Of course not. Where are you walking? He's flying like the avenging angel above the highway. He said, that's who I am. Why do you think I'm famous? I fly. You're also going to be famous. In what way? You're going to find your wings. Okay. You're finding your wings. Okay. Thank you. The fame I don't need. I need the money. Well, they come with both, he says. Okay. They come with both. Okay. So let's get back to the lunatic asylum that they've given great words for mental asylum. So isn't that just the shit? The way humanity from generation to generation creates these labels, trying to clean up something that can't be cleaned. Some of us can only be part of humanity in some sectors of humanity. We cannot be part of humanity all the time. Wow. So for you, it's your work. Yes. And I work so hard until I vomit from exhaustion and until I'm in pain, because I so want to be connected to the beauty of life. I want to be connected to the beauty of life, and yet I'm not. I can't be sitting doing nothing with my dark mind swirling, reminding me that I'm not the same as everyone else. I'm a clean man. I've never done anything horrible to anyone. Let's go back to Scientology. I'm looking at that way and in that way, but his whole energy is like that way. I always look at the angle for those of you who've been watching me, because I want the energy to hit me. Okay. At first, it was good. At first, it controlled that which I want to keep under control, which is the disconnection from humanity. It made me feel like I was part of the people. At first, it was good. At first, I was very devoted. But now I'm being forced to be devoted. In what way? It's like you sign a contract. You sign a contract that you will be devoted, you will be there, and that you won't say any bad things about them or contribute to their downfall. And I was such a big draw. And if I left, or if I said I don't want any of this anymore, I will be going against Scientology. Scientology is not a religion. It's not a church. It's a philosophy. That's what the energy said. Yeah, well, I've never spoken to this energy and I've never seen this energy, but I'm an intelligent man. I have read Scientology. It is a philosophy. Yet Leah, dumbass Leah, who puts my name into it, was making it out to be a cult, making it out to be a religion. It's not a religion. She's dumb. It's a philosophy. I love most of it. How I live my life is how I have structured my life, how I have created the pyramid that is my life. That was Scientology, and I love it. It was the one that told me that if I keep on working, I will not be plagued by these other things going on in my head. And it's has been very fruitful. It has been very fruitful to me, and I have greatly, greatly enjoyed it. Then, on the other hand, the obligations of the church. The church, you say. You just said it was a philosophy. It's a philosophy, but we treat it like a church on the ground. Okay. The obligations of the church are unbearable and expensive. Not that I care about money. I've got more money than Jesus. I don't care about money. My children's children will never work if they don't want to. If I'm not cruel and I leave them something, because I really would like to not leave them anything at all. Wow. Those children have been vicious to me because I'm sick. They have been vicious. They have isolated me and abandoned me because I'm sick. There is no compassion in this world. When you are sick, no compassion. Kate knew I was sick. She knew I was sick. I confessed that I am a lunatic. And at times, I'm going to go crazy. And she abandoned me. Nicole blackmailed me. She blackmailed me with my illnesses to get movie roles. And she blackmailed me into turning a blind eye to her affairs. One of them with the man that she eventually married. She blackmailed me into not telling the world that she just used me to be famous. That marriage hurt me so much. It hurt me so much. And then my next marriage hurt me even more. She left me for that guy. Didn't he just get his just desserts? That stroke? That was his punishment. He was my friend. He knew my issues. He knew I relied on my wife. And off they went, him and my wife. You don't want to say his name? No, I don't. The only way I can get past this is by forgetting it. By forgetting his name. I will never say his name again. There is something that makes one trust black people. You are just warmer. You are just kinder. And I trusted him of everyone. And he ran off with my wife and my daughter. And then they proceed to turn their back on me, those children, and expect me to leave them my money, my legacy. Well, I'm crazy. I don't necessarily have to. That kind of cruelty is despicable. But what is family anyway? Family ain't shit. Family ain't shit. The only person I loved was my mother. I had a bond with my mother. Strong connection from day one. Day one. I'm luckier than most. So what would you say about Scientology in general? He shrugs. Everything is what you make it. It's not about the institution. It's about what you make of the institution. It's not about the institution. You can go to a Catholic church and do some stuff, and then you can get up one day and say, I was abused by the Catholic priest when I was a child, and I've been going to this church, blah, blah, blah. Every experience is how you make it, what you make it. I haven't had a bed of roses, but I also haven't had a horrible, horrible life either. I have always been financially secure no matter what they feed you out there. The things that they feed you out there are extremely depressing to me. What is the one thing that you enjoy the most? My work. Seeing my work being received by other energies makes me so happy. It validates my existence. The good work I've done for others in my profession, the opportunities I have given others, the growth I have helped within others. That, that, that is what validates my existence. The worst thing you've ever done, getting married twice. He laughs. Getting married twice, adopting children, and then having a biological child. Suffice it to say, you're very bitter about your family. Extremely so. So now we go to your questions. We go to your questions. Okay. Alrighty. And I am going to go through as many of this as I can. Okay. Janine Elizabeth said, what's his relationships with his children like? What is your relationship with your children like? There's no relationship. None. We don't even play as being family. It's rare that I get to see them. They make the excuse that it is Scientology. But no. There are things that I've done when I've lost my mind that they can't forgive. I understand, yet it hurts me at the same time. It hurts me at the same time. As much as I understand, it hurts me at the same time. There are definitely things that I have done. What have you done? Shouting and screaming. Being very, very, very specific. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I try to maintain my mental health as much as possible. But sometimes I just snap. It's the way I came into the world. I'm very specific. I get very angry at the smallest things. What are the smallest things that make you angry? Dust. If I see dust, I get very angry. What else? Food I did not order or want to eat. What else? Eating alone. Were there many instances where you ate alone? Yes, especially with Nicole. Nicole was the worst. At least Kate made cookies. She did? Yes, but it was all fake. She stopped making cookies when she met that one and began to see me as if I was eating away her life. Well, look at her now. How famous is she? I was helping her out. Look at her now. She barely has 3 million in her bank account. She lives off the child support that I'm sending to my daughter. Look at her now. This is what I think. I think when you're honest in a relationship and you tell a person, this is who I am, they should believe you. They should love that who with what they saw first. People should not pick and choose who they love. Love is a higher power, a higher element. Puzzles me. Okay. Next question. Why, Tom, just why join an organization like this? For my mental health. I was trying something new other than drugs. But now I'm back on drugs again. Why are you back on drugs again? The misery of this existence has taken me back to drugs. Okay. He means like antidepressants and so on, not okay, I'm just taking one question at a time. Why does the church stalk its members who leave the ones who leave? Okay. Why does Scientology stalk its members who leave? Maybe because they've got big mouths. They try to turn something that isn't even a mystery into a mystery. They try to make it as if the higher echelons of that organization are doing something secretive and something devious. Let me tell you what we're doing. We're paying a hell of a lot of money for nothing. For nothing. That's what we are doing. Paying a hell of a lot of money for nothing. We are fools. Fools. But now it is part of my image. I can't walk away. I cannot put up the middle finger because that will ruin my career. Leah put up the middle finger, made a little money, but look where she is now. I mean, everyone is a Scientologist. You've all got to understand that before I became a Scientologist, there were more powerful people in Hollywood who were Scientologists. Way before me. More powerful. And they didn't want people to know that they were in this church. But when you join the church, then you see their faces and they see your face, you know. And then you're going around talking about it, opening your mouth, talking about it, denigrating it. Those more powerful people still have seats on the board of Scientology. So yes, there may be some members of Scientology stalking other members of Scientology, but the philosophy itself, the church itself is not doing it. Those are just some members trying to hold on to their secrets, knowing that you have a big mouth. I mean, I don't care. I'm like, Jesus, I was put on the cross. Well, yeah, why are you laughing? I was put on the cross. I was put on the cross. The cross. This is Scientology. Scientology is Tom Cruise. And, you know, that was good because I didn't have to pay as much as all the others. But, you know, at the same point, at the same time, they freed me. I couldn't hide. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't hide. Even if I wanted to. There are greater men in Scientology than Steven Spielberg. There are greater men in Scientology who are in the Hollywood movie industry because we are all lunatics. We're all crazy out there. We are crazy. And we are all tired of taking medication. We're tired. So, you know, if you're gonna run around, talk. talking. When you signed an NDA, the NDA specifically don't talk about the philosophy or the church, because you will accidentally name people. Don't talk about those who are in the church, but I'm the sacrificial lamb. I'm Jesus. Okay. I had to write it in. Do his many marriages and divorces have something to do with Scientology? I'm just an unlucky dude that should have stuck to my first wife. She was much older than me, and she understood my highs and my lows, but I got too big for my head and I left it. I should have stuck to an older woman. This is for you. I will never say it publicly, but I'm saying it to you. If you have mental health issues, find an older partner, 10 years older or so, because they are more patient and more understanding, and they baby you anyway. My worst mistake was divorcing my first wife. My marriage had nothing to do with Scientology. Absolutely nothing. Does he and other high-profile male celebrities within his church prefer the company of men rather than the women they are seen with in the public eye? Who asked that stupid question? That's a stupid question. People will believe anything. Don't you think at my age I also want to be married with kids, expecting grandchildren who will come to me, having my holidays and my vacations with family, not my biological family, but my own family that I have created. I have failed at creating a family because I can't. My brain is not wired right. That was sad. He said, yes, it is. It is sad. But I try not to think about it. Why does he not have a relationship with his daughter? She doesn't have a relationship with me. They fail to see that I am sick. And they see it as if I am abusive and dangerous to them. Maybe I am. What happens? Are you an active father to your daughter, Suri? No, I'm not. Despite what you all hear, there are papers that literally bar me from spending too much time with her. I am not an active father. Do I want to be at this stage? No, I'm not gonna lie. Not even for my image. I'm not gonna lie. Family is something that should be natural. Shouldn't be forced. What happens to the souls of people who believe in Scientology versus God? We explode into the universe and we become part of the universe, and then we come back again, we reincarnate until we stop exploding. And we start being in our true light, and then we travel. I don't care. I didn't join Scientology for what happens to me when I die. The frustration of humanity. I don't care. Basically, I don't care. I joined it to heal my mind. I was thinking about the earthly existence. I didn't want to keep seeing things. You see things, I see things. That's why I write so many movies under pen names. I see things. My mind is twisted. It's wacky. I see things. I see the past. I see the future. I see. I wanted that to be fixed. I didn't join it for death. Dummy. Sorry. Okay. What is his biggest regret so far? What's your biggest regret? I have no regrets. Zero. I've done my best. And a lot of people owe their careers to me. I have no regrets. I regret being what's his name's friend so that he can have an affair with Kate and take her away and then play the public in such a manner. What happened to Stanley Kubrick? He died shortly after he made Eyes Wide Shut. And the conspiracy is that he was murdered for exposing too many Hollywood rituals. Tom and Nicole were in that movie and shortly split up afterwards. He says, I don't care and I don't know. I am not about conspiracy theories. I did my job. I got my check. I moved on. Okay, why did you break up with Nicole Kidman? And Nicole Kidman, I already explained it. She wasn't a wife. I even adopted 2 kids for her because she didn't want to have children. I adopted those 2 kids for her so that I could create a happy home. It still didn't work. Cold, selfish, self-centered, and cruel woman. Expecting others to serve her. Does he hope to regain his daughter's love? No. Does he truly, his relationship with Katie Holmes, his relationship with Jamie Foxx, I think he answered that. Does he truly believe in Scientology? Do you truly believe in it? He shrugs. It's just a philosophy. I've moved on to other philosophies since then, but as I said, Scientology has become part of my image. You know, I can't just brush it off. Did he, Will Smith and Jada really play a game of naughty hide and seek at his home? I barely know those two. They stick to themselves. I'm not much of a socializer. I'm wacky. I don't socialize. I do lone things. My best friends are my employees, my bodyguards, those who take care of me. They are my best friends. Does he like black people? Do you like black people? I'm not going to lie and say I don't have a racist bone in my body. Everyone has a race preference. I'm also not going to lie and say I love black people. But I'm also not going to lie and say I hate black people. My feelings for black people are the same as my feelings for white people. Same feelings. There are some I love, some I hate. Same. What I hate is bureaucracy. I hate bureaucracy. I hate planes. And I hate bureaucracy. And something about food. He hates white food. It's like anything that's like white. You won't eat it. Okay. What sacrifices did he have to make to become famous? I was born in money. It was going to happen. Before I did Top Gun, I was chilling. I was never broke. I was born in money. I mean, Hollywood, we are all second, third, fourth generation. We just lied to you. My family was in the movies before me. I was chilling. That starving actor thing is such a good story. Um, ask ask him the future of Hollywood and the future of Scientology and the future of religion. Okay, I will ask him those three questions because I'm about to. I'm getting tired now. I'm really getting tired. Even my voice is fine, but I'm getting tired. The future of Hollywood. It's only going to get bigger and brighter. More people are walking in there who are gifted and talented, and they're going to fall under the bureaucracy of Hollywood. Then they are going to suffer. The bureaucracy, the machine that is Hollywood, the government that is Hollywood is disgusting. It's disgusting. I loathe it. I loathe it. I want to poop on it. So it's only going to get bigger. Okay, the future of Scientology. In about 30 years, it will just be a story. It will just be a story. It would have served its purpose because many of those holding it down would have died, and their children are not apt to inheriting that philosophy. Why should they? It's such a waste of time. It's a waste of time. In about 30 years, it will not be such a big deal. Is Connor your biological son? No. I adopted him. He is not. From a friend. Well, there you go. He adopted him from a friend. Said yes, a friend messed up and he knocked up a little girl. Not little, you dirty-minded people. I mean, 19-year-old cheerleader. He's a footballer. Connor's biological father is a footballer. And a married one. A married footballer. And he was Tom's friend. That's when I get excited when I get something. He was Tom's friend, and he knocked up a cheerleader, like a 19-year-old, whatever. And he coerced her into giving him up for adoption, and asked Tom to adopt him because Tom had already adopted the first daughter. He says, I'm good to people. I am good to people. Yes, I can go crazy, but I'm still good to people. When you die, Tom, what would you like to be remembered for? I did the best I could with the handicap that was handed me. Had I been weaker, I would have blown my brains out when I was 19, 18. But hey, I kept it moving and used the best of me. That's what I'd like to be remembered for. Not my movies, but the machinery that is Hollywood, the bureaucracy that is Hollywood, the bureaucratic labor of lies. Labor of lies will never, ever let the world see my truth. Thank you. And thank you. And he's gone. He literally said, thank you. And he turned around and he left. Tom Cruise and Scientology. And that's it. The Tom Cruise reading was fun as hell. The next one is Elizabeth Holmes or something. That's the next one. I shall be channeling her from this comfortable space. And hopefully I will have a glass of wine, because these are actors and actresses, creative people. This is my field. I am a writer. And this is my field. And my ancestors did say you are actually going to enjoy it, and I can see that. Okay. Be kind to yourself. Be gracious. Pace yourself. Not everything has to happen today. This is what my grandfather told me. Not everything. My grandfather, Michael Imbayaro, not everything has to happen today. Pace yourselves. Love on you. Love on you. Love on you. And I will see you next week as I continue to channel the members of the Church of Scientology.